Hi, and welcome to the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. I'm your host, Tegan Thompson. I'm a book lover, a chocoholic, and an INTJ living in a world filled with extroverts. I made this podcast to share my experiences and struggles as an introverted perfectionist, and to bring the inner workings of an introvert's mind to introverts and extroverts alike. So grab a cup of tea and get comfortable. It's time to unmute. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. Today we are going to talk about self-love because this kind of was just like put on my heart. I felt like, me and maybe all of you listeners could use, just a little reminder that you deserve self-love and why you should love yourself, and then some ways that you can put that into practice and start loving yourself. I think this is just a really important concept because, with technology and our society today, like it's really easy to, go on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you see someone who has the house that you've always dreamed of, or they have the body that you want, or they have the relationship that you want, and stuff like that. And it's really easy to start comparing yourself and start saying like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you don't deserve love. And it's really easy to like those thoughts to kind of get into our heads. And so I just thought it might be a little bit of a short episode, but I think just putting that out there and, reminding you that you do deserve love and that you should love yourself. And a lot of times maybe people think like, why should I love myself? Why can't I get love from someone else? My friends, my family, my significant other, right? I have a few reasons why, you can start thinking about why you should love yourself. There are a lot of reasons, and there are going to be some reasons that are unique to individuals, but I'm just going to list 5 of them, and, I just hope it kind of starts getting you thinking like, oh yeah, that's right, I do deserve love, and then maybe you kind of put into practice like loving yourself. So the first reason is that you will always be you. You cannot be someone else as much as you want to be. Maybe there's absolutely no way that you will become your favorite celebrity, right? You will never be that person. You will always be who you are. You may be able to change some physical aspects about you. You may be able to change maybe kind of like the things that surround you and the material things around you, the people around you, but you will always be you. And that is so important to remember, because as much as you may go and try to change who you are, you will never actually become someone else. So loving yourself, accepting who you are, and being grateful for who you are, and loving that version of you is so valuable. And I think it's just like, a lot of times, for example, with like weight loss, people think, oh, when I lose all this weight, then I will love myself. That's not true. You all of a sudden having lost weight and looking different is not going to change how you value yourself and how you love yourself. Same goes for, oh, when I start making 6 figures, then I will love myself. Or when I find the person that I want to marry, then I will love myself. Because you change the circumstances surrounding yourself does not mean your love for yourself will change. So it's important to learn to love yourself now for who you are, for the version of you now, so that you will love every single version of you to come in the future. You will change. Everybody changes, and change can be good, and change often is good. But change should not determine whether or not you love yourself. The second reason is that loving yourself is not selfish. And maybe some people think this, it can be easy to fall into that idea that, well, if I love myself, if I put myself first, I'm being selfish. I'm not thinking about other people. And, that's not true. It's not selfish. It's really important. Again, kind of going with my last point, you will always be you. And you will always be with you. You can't separate yourself from you. And so if you don't put yourself first, who will? It's really important to put yourself first, and make sure that your needs and your wants and everything are being met so that you can be the best version of yourself. The third reason is that when you don't love yourself, that can make it easy for some people to think it's okay for them to not love you. And I say this because if you don't value yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you kind of treat yourself poorly, other people around you are going to think, oh, well, she doesn't think she deserves that, so why should I give that to her or him, or whoever you are. You have to show yourself love, show yourself the respect that you deserve and that you want, so other people can see that around you and will give you the same thing. The golden rule that I feel like all of us grew up learning in elementary school and stuff, treat others the way you want to be treated. Also, just treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. So just keep that in mind. Don't treat yourself poorly, because that gives other people the opportunity to think it's okay to treat you poorly as well. The fourth reason is that you deserve to be loved. This is the biggest point. You 100% deserve to be loved, no matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you will go through, no matter what, you deserve to be loved. And a lot of times we seek that love from other people, right? Friends and family, significant others, whoever, right? Because we feel like others' love is validation that we are worthy of our love, right? But you can love yourself. You can give yourself that love, and you deserve to be loved by yourself, right? Who will love you better than you can love yourself? Who is better to love you than yourself? Just think about that, right? You know you better than anyone else will ever know you. If you can't fully accept and respect and love the person you are, how can other people? And I'm not saying you have to love yourself first before other people can love you, right? Because I know that's a concept that goes around. It may be different for other people, different scenarios, but I think you need to start learning how to love yourself. It's going to be a process. It's going to take a lot of time, and you may never come to fully 100% love yourself, because you will constantly be changing, and you have to constantly kind of be updating your love for those different versions of you, right? But you are the best person to love you, and you are the best person to seek validation from, because no one else is going to know your circumstances completely like you do. They cannot be in your shoes. They will not fully understand. So seek that love from yourself. And then the last reason to love yourself is that it will bring you joy and peace to your life. I think just being able to no longer compare yourself to other people, try to change who you are in order to be like someone else, will give you so much relief, so much peace and joy, and you'll kind of be able to just live your life as who you are, and love that person, right? I do want to say that, like, that does not mean that you can't want to change in order to love yourself, right? That you have to just love who you are and you can't want to change. That's not true. You can want to change and still love yourself, but it is important to love yourself through that whole process of change, whatever that change may be. Love every single part of you during that process. On the flip side of that, it is also okay to not want to change and still love yourself. You know, a lot of times people may say, oh, that's not a good way to live, or you shouldn't want to do that, or you shouldn't do this, and right? And so it makes you feel like you may need to change, but if you don't want to change that part of your life, that doesn't mean you can't love yourself, right? So you can still love yourself whether or not you want to change who you are. So those are just a few reasons why you should love yourself. Again, the most important being that you deserve to be loved, no matter what anyone tells you, no matter who you are or what you think you don't deserve because of what you may have done or whatever it may be, you deserve to be loved. Just a few ways that you can practice self-love is being mindful of your thoughts, feelings, and wants. When you start to be more aware of how you think and how you feel and what you want in life, you can start being more attuned and giving yourself those things, or changing those things. So if you're having a lot of negative thoughts, being aware of that and starting to shift those thoughts into more positive thinking will help you love yourself more, right? Just recognizing the things that you may want, what you are feeling, allow yourself to feel those feelings, but then figure out solutions if they are negative feelings, so you don't sit in those feelings forever, right? Another way to practice self-love is to practice self-care. So, you know, a lot of people may build like routines into their day, or just take care of their body better, such as like, you know, taking a shower, washing your face, making sure you're clean, exercising, eating the foods that make you feel good. Also, you can wear the clothes that make you feel good, you know, instead of wearing clothes that you think fits in with what society says is the trendiest thing right now and what everyone is wearing. Wear the clothes that make you feel good about yourself. Also, spending time with people you care about, the people you love, the people who make you feel good about who you are, and really just enjoying that time with them. Getting good sleep is so important. I mean, making sure you get your like 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, because sleep is like super important for your health and your mental, your physical, like a lot of aspects of your health, and making sure you feel energized during the day. You can meditate, you can do things that you love, partake in hobbies that you love. If that's, I don't know, so many different hobbies, gardening, playing a sport, biking, running, lifting weights, reading, painting, drawing, cooking, baking. There's so many different things, but doing the things that you love will help you make you feel good, and you start to feel good about yourself, and maybe find the new things that you love about yourself. Maybe you find out you're really good at cooking, and I happen to not be that great, but you know, I think it's amazing if you can cook. You know, there's just so many unique things about yourself, and learning those things, learning about yourself is going to help you find those things. So practicing self-care, again, it's going to be different for everyone because we are all unique individuals, but however you see self-care coming into your life, practicing that And you don't have to do everything all at once, because that's a lot to try to put into your life at once. Maybe starting off small with one thing. Maybe you want to start exercising to feel good in your body. So instead of like jumping in and working out 5 to 6 days a week, like intense sessions, like start with going on a walk for like 30 minutes every day or something like that, and slowly build up, so that you don't burn out quickly. And then another way that you can practice self-love is just being kind to yourself. You are not perfect. No one is perfect. We are all imperfect beings, and we make mistakes and we mess up and we fall into temptations and stuff like that a lot. And that is okay. Be kind to yourself, right? Be gracious. Just remind yourself, like, I'm going to make a mistake. That doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It doesn't mean I should give up. But to just remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing, and to keep moving forward. Don't let that hinder you or hold you back. That one like little hiccup that you may have made shouldn't impact every other decision you make going forward, right? So those are just some ways to practice self-love, and I just want to remind you that you are very deserving of love, especially your own. And yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. It looks like it's gonna be really nice out. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. If you enjoyed this episode or if you learned anything new, please go share it with a friend. And as always, have a great weekend. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week on the Heart of a Perfectionist podcast. Wow.